remember. Y'all just remember. Roxy has to wear this all for the next week. The next week, y'all. So y'all are in. Her fate is in y'all's hands, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all can make her do anything y'all want her to do right now.
Lord have mercy.
So
it's like the back end of the ring toss game.
I know, right? So anyway, last night I heard some.
Michael Jackson, Tracy.
What?
She doesn't look like Michael Jackson.
Oh, fuck that bitch. She's a hating asshole. I can't stand her.
Who is she? I don't even know she does look like
She's
like
a
Michael
fucking.
Jackson.
I can't stand that bitch.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, I'm losing my track of thought
and
already.
I saw a comment myself. I'm a little okay. Go ahead.
They got a lot to say, but they ain't got shit to say. It don't matter until you come up here, Tracy. Just saying, boo. Just saying. All right. Anyway, let's kind of get into this drama because it's about time. So last night on Queens, I heard some very disturbing things. Now I thought that we were not supposed to be going back to the past on my shit. Who gives a fuck? I mean, literally, who cares? We've heard it all over and over and over. But last night took the damn cake. They got to go back all the way to 2018 and 2020. Are y'all serious right now? Are y'all that pathetic and desperate? You have nothing else? Nothing?
The funny thing is, there's nothing from the LCU. Not one thing that was talked about you was from the LCU.
Yep.
And that's what I was wondering too. It's like I thought that it was all supposed to stay over here, but it seems like every time something starts, it goes outside of the LCU.
I'm just tired of it. I just want to move on. I don't want to fight with that. I want to fucking have fun, and this is just ridiculous. We have to constantly defend ourselves.
Well, I mean, I'm going to shove these receipts down their throats, and then we're going to move right on along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess it's going to be like tit for tat, this and this and this and this. I mean, but the thing is, you're bringing nothing that I've done here.
Yes.
You're going back there, back to the future, Tina, back to the future. So I heard her.
A lot of stuff, though, they're lying and exaggerating and adding shit with not one shred of proof.
Yeah.
And that's wrong.
Well, you know what? I went and got the proof myself.
And sometimes that's the best thing to do. Just nip it and there you are. You take power away. So take it away.
So
snatch it.
I heard her say that I had a GoFundMe for a swing set.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I've never had a GoFundMe ever.
That's weird.
I've never had a GoFundMe for a swing set or for anything for that matter. So you need to like really show some proof when you do that, Tina, because let me get my file on you real quick. Yeah, I keep some shit. Now, I guess you want to talk about GoFundMes. I mean, I can pull those back up, sweetheart.
Thank you, Gabriel's Asylum.
Thank you for the 5. Thank you. I believe the only person out of me and you that's had a GoFundMe is you, dear. Right there.
I'm listening, but I'm going to my computer because it's hard to do this. Right back. I'm listening.
See, this is your GoFundMe to move, which you never did. You remember that? You never moved. So
I've seen people in the comments talking about how she never moved, but I never knew what it was about.
Yeah, this is it. Since she wants to talk about, GoFundMes, because did she show you that I had a GoFundMe? No. Can she produce that receipt of me having a GoFundMe? Absolutely not, because I've never had one. Absolutely. I wouldn't even put a GoFundMe for a swing set. Do you know how trashy that is? For a swing
when
set.
She said it, I thought that sounded odd.
But yeah, here's
I was
yours.
over in that community. I don't remember hearing that. That's what I was thinking to myself. I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm. See, this right here was her GoFundMe to move out of that roach trap that she lives in. And if y'all do recall, since she was been in the LCU when I had to show this before, Michael even come out of his mouth and said, yeah, and I gave you $5,000 to fix that trailer up, which never got fixed up. She painted one hallway, and that was it. You can literally see the picture. She didn't fix shit up. So I think, and her thing was met. The goal was raised, $4,000 raised. And then Michael gives you $5,000. That's $9,000. And then you had fundraiser after fundraiser after fundraiser with that Troll Avenue community over there. Do you remember that, Tina? I think you raised about $3,000. And you still didn't do anything to that ragged fucking trailer. And you didn't move. So, dear, when you start saying shit, you better be able to prove it, okay? Because you know how I am. So, the thing about can we please talk about anything else? Who cares? No, I have to prove this.
Here we go again with another round of the milkers fighting queens. Right now we're going into what I consider a take the tag situation, where the last time we saw the queens more or less attack the milkers and all their stuff. Now we're seeing the milkers attack queens, right? And as I said, this is a very much clear take the tag situation where one side does something, the other side does something. And I really don't know how far this is going to take, right? I guess this is what Becky wanted, a civil war, because you could kind of tell that, different groups are making their own lines. I was watching Cafe this morning, and they kind of just stated that you're clearly seeing different groups. Well, not really different groups. You're seeing two camps, the milkers and the queens, and you're starting to see people sort of, I guess, align with each other for whatever reason. Now, I think, and I've said this before, I think Local Live has a tendency to kind of be like Rome, but very F-slur, very much like, that much, where in reality, all of it is just for show. Well, not for show, right? Like, what I mean by the Roman comparison is that 1 minute they're fighting, next minute they're together, next minute they're kind of just doing things because they're being ordered to, right? Like, it's very much for show for the most part, right? The senatorial fighting, a lot of it can be actual personal, or some of it is just for the sake of alliances and keeping friendly with people around you. And when you get past that, the whole tick the tax situation it's clearly just kind of just gunning each other, right? In this particular clip, we got the whole thing about like the whole thing about Roxy Savage, and her whole thing with Tina and Becky, not, I guess, in their ways. We'll get into the Queen stuff when we get into the Queen stuff in that separate video, but kind of get into how they have a tendency to scam, right? Let's be real, they all scam. Like, it really doesn't matter within the LCU. Everybody scams for the most part, or eventually you will start scamming. I think like the top, I would say the Queens, Milkers, and Live are probably the ones that have a tendency to scam more, or at least bend it to their whim, as in they'll say something but they move the goalpost where they're not technically scamming, or they're not really lying, but they're moving the objective more, right? It's like a job, right, where you need to hit a certain production and maybe you leave early, but then you come around, you're about to hit that certain percentage of production, and then they increase it by maybe 5%, right? And that's really how it is with the LCU in general, and that it's really that.
Now, we had some episodes about they were having a fit because we exposed them yesterday about the dog and the ASPCA thing, Well, I mean, I went and got the clip. Here's proof of Becky and Tina said that they would donate $500 to the ASPCA. I have the clip of both of you saying that. So, Becky, you need to watch your mouth because voice clips don't lie, boo-boo. You said it.
Oh, no.
You said it. It wasn't your time. You said you would do it. So let's play that clip. See, this is what happens when I get extra focused.
This is never gonna end because you're gonna keep throwing lies. You're gonna have to keep digging to find the proof. It's dumb.
All right, here we go. Y'all ready?
Thank you so much, Microfam. I think I'll probably do what Tina said. The way she said she'll give 500, I will probably do the same thing. I think, it doesn't even, if you guys donate tonight, that's wonderful. It's sweet, but it doesn't even matter. I think we're probably going to donate more than we get regardless because
Yeah, that's the right thing to
Like I
do.
said,
something
we
we can
donate
do.
several times a year.
There you have it. What'd you say there, Becky?
And she was crying. That could have persuaded people to
Of
donate.
course.
Mm.
And plus, saying you're gonna donate and donate more is people be like, oh my god, yes, let's give more so they can donate. It's just insane. They should never even brought that up or anything, or just come out and say, no, guys, we're not donating nothing. We'll take care of that on our own. Please don't even consider anything.
That was poor word choicing.
So I hope y'all donate.
Yeah, because if
said
you're
you
going to do
were.
something, if you're going to donate from your heart, from your money, do it and don't mention it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
But
let's-
if you're going to do a collective donation, okay, let's do it. Let's go donate it. Let's get a receipt shown.
And
But
let's
if you're just
be,
going to donate from the heart, be quiet.
and let's be clear. I heard some people saying, shouldn't nobody worry about what somebody does with their own money? The donators is your money.
True.
The
That's true.
donators pay your paycheck. That is their money. They donated, so you need to do what you're supposed to freaking do with it. You said you were going to do with it.
She'll
Just
have to
saying.
prove it now because she
Yeah,
said
it's a
that.
little bit iffy when you're on, when you do this kind of work and it's on a stream like this and people are donating for specific reasons.
Yeah.
If they just send you a super chat or whatever, yeah, that's your money. That's your tip. That's thanking you for a job well done or whatever. But if they are donating for a specific purpose, then the money needs to go to that purpose.
I wonder if any of the donos said for the fun or for this or for that. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if any of them said that.
That'd be good to know.
Yeah.
Now
we
that
should
I
look
don't
at that.
know.
I know. I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know if they ever did or not. We
No,
should look at
I
that.
doubt it. We need to see a receipt for that because
No,
why is
I'm
it
saying-
fair? Why is it fair? I got to pull every receipt to prove my shit, but they ain't got to prove
Right.
nothing. And we're gonna watch some little games they be playing, rerun games on you motherfuckers.
Yeah, but
We're
you know what
gonna
I'm
get
saying,
to
though,
that.
Savage, right? Like, I wonder if donations came in specifically for that. You know, thank you, okay.
Mm-hmm.
There had to have been, especially where they were all upset and talking about it so much.
Shut up, King TL. He said this bow is too much. I can't. I know it's choking me.
So, and then Tina decides to jump on Rewind last night and, do her little damage control like she likes to do, be her loud, stupid self. She tries to go over there on Rewind and talk about the dog, saying that she got a dog, she adopted a dog. No, you got Jennifer's dog. You took Jennifer's dog. You didn't adopt a dog. Because she said, oh, I adopted a dog from the pound or whatever. But you didn't. You didn't adopt shit. And let's be clear, Tina, you think people don't really follow along with shit that goes on because that's Michael's sister, but everybody really follows along. Jennifer just had the dog at the vet. Remember, it had a cone on it, said it had cancer. So I'm pretty sure it's up to date on his shots.
Oh, yeah,
so you
that's
ain't had to
right.
pay for none of that, boo. Stop
That's
lying.
huge news.
Stop
Oh my
lying.
God.
Stop
I thought you
lying.
meant, like, had to pay for the thing to get spayed and
Nah.
get into the foster program and all that. That's what you made it out to be like.
Wow.
This fucking nose is pissing me off. I can't
Wow.
do this.
Just
Thank you for the
gets-
5, AK. Thank you.
Yeah, because I worked hard on this. Can I get some back here, people?
No, they just ruined this whole vibe.
I know they
And
did.
everything.
I know they did. But I gotta do
Here,
it.
Sally. Here, okay?
Ugh. Roxy,
Fuck,
that's
pulling my
nasty.
nose. Oh my god, that's gonna be a bad clip. Oh my
That's
god.
gonna be terrible. That's a gift right now. You already know, girl. You already know it.
Bad ankle.
You talk it up, Roxy. Oh, that's going. Don't.
I already know. They're gonna clip it. Clip
She
it and have
can't
fun with
help
it.
it.
I
She
can't.
can't help it.
All right, our next little station. That's the dog thing, right? Because I wanted to bring the receipt for Keem. Because I think he was a little upset about that.
Ultimately, yes, like the donators are paying your paycheck, and you, for the most part, are meant to listen to them. And queens have a tendency to kind of like break that a lot of the time, right? And I think it's mostly under the direction of Becky more than it is Tina. And I think most people can agree that like it's really more or less Becky who's the one that is doing that. But even if it isn't her, it's also probably like Mike who's doing it as well. They're pushing in a certain direction or a certain way where they could kind of scam their audience out of their own, well-earned money. And it's kind of sad, but like it's not even Queens who does it. Even like Milker does it, right? Everybody does. Everybody has scammed their audience one way or another, their donation, or just in the case of sometimes Boogie, who, let's be fair, Boogie kind of does mistreat his audience, who mistreat the donators all the time. I mean, I think that's why they have Rastoff now as a way to, I guess, in a way to sort of gain more donation, because he's clearly in a friendly face. He's, in the end of the day, you should always appreciate the people who donate to you, but you should never lie to them, right? You should never like steal from them or lie to them one bit. It's very important to never do that. And obviously, it doesn't really matter what I have to say, because ultimately within the LCU, they're gonna do that. They're going to scam their audience. They're gonna do things that are like clearly not morally right. But I think one thing I've learned when you're talking about the LCU, and even not even the LCU, but just general experience, is that you can't really apply morality all the time with these people. And I know we live in a society where, and I'm gonna get so much crap for this. We live in a society where you're more or less told that once you have your own money, you make your own money, you can do whatever you want. And in a way, I'm not saying I entirely disagree with that perspective, but I think maybe because I have to always look at how much I spend. Maybe because it's out of poverty. Maybe because I never had a lot of money growing up. I don't know. Maybe somebody can probably know what I'm trying to imply or try to say, but I don't think you should give your money to people like this who clearly just don't care for you as much as you think. And if they do, it's probably only a certain amount. And even with that, I do think there should be in our society people that telling you don't spend your money like a dumbass. Yes, you make your own money, but you should be responsible. And I think that voice is kind of growing back. That the voice of you have money, so be responsible. And I think that voice is slowly coming back into our society. but I don't know, right? Because we live in a society where people are straight up will tell you, like, I don't care what you do with your money. It's your own money, and I see that perspective. I'm not gonna fight against that. At the same time, there is a part of me that's like, maybe we should tell people that they shouldn't be using their money like that. Till then, y'all, have a good one, be safe, and God bless.